Okay. So 22nd we closed last week. Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Janav Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. And then he goes on to say, Yepyanya Devata Bhaktaha Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha Tepi Mameva Kaunteye Yajantya Vidipurvakam. Yajanti Avidhipurvakam. Yajanti Avidhipurvakam. So, the previous one he says, Ananya Sintayanto Mam, the one who continues to think about me, continuously thinks about me, he comes to me. Esham Nitya Abhiyuktanam Yoga Kshemam. He always receives yoga and kshema. That is the previous verse. And then he goes on to say, but those who don't think about me are thinking about other gods and all, are actually thinking about me without them knowing. So when you in this Vedic period, not Vedic period, there is a period where the Vedic rituals and Vedic forms of worship was very prevalent. So if you look at that context, when Krishna says other gods, it means like Indra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni. So even in the Bhagavatam, we have the story where Krishna picks up Govardhana. And why does he do that? Because Indra gets angry with Krishna, who's this little boy, telling people not to worship Indra. And so he brings about rain and thunder and all that. And then Krishna lifts Govardhana to protect them, saying that don't worry. Those who have faith in the Supreme will be protected. So the idea, that story also, and the idea that he is presenting here, he is saying that you pray to different kinds of gods. Why do you pray to different kinds of gods? Because you know that each of those different gods can give you certain benefits. So the idea is not, you should not worship or you should not do prayers to other gods. The idea is to stay away from looking for transactional benefits. That is the idea. If you are unwell, you will go pray to Dhanvantari. If you want strength, you pray to Hanuman. If you want Aishwaryam, you pray to Lakshmi. Those are not wrong things. The point is, and if you want, I mean, even if you want like some kind of, the people used to do, if there is drought in a place and you want rain, you will do a yajna for inviting the rain god because you want fertility. The issue is not so much about that. The issue is about running behind one after the other god. That is the idea that he is trying to say. If you run behind one or the other god, you are actually praying to me, actually worshipping me only, because I am the one who's powering all of this. I am the Karyakarta. I am the one who's powering all of this. But you don't know. You don't know because you are looking at transactional benefits. Right? It is like, for example, in an organization, we go to the IT, the department guy, or you go to the risk compliance person, or you go to the HR, or you go to the procurement guy, whatever. There are different departments you can go to, but the CEO will say, because I have given them these roles to play, they are playing. Right? I have powered all of them. So by means of working with them, you are actually working for me. There's a larger goal that is being served. Just that you don't realize, you don't know it. So in the same way, Bhagavan is saying that there are two ways you can either keep doing this, which is transactional nature, but I am giving you Raja Vidya. See, this whole chapter is on Raja Vidya, which means I'm giving you the highest knowledge, which is don't go transactionally with each one. if you establish this contact with me, then these other departments will work with you very easily, comfortably. Right? Company la CEO namakku theriyumna then takku. My father used to do this. Whenever he has to go to the bank, he will never go to the clerk or the teller or the he will directly walk. Branch manager kidhar hai அப்படின்னு சொல்லி போய்டுவா உள்ள. அப்ப இருப்பா, உனக்கு எழுதி வேண்டியது ஒரு டெபாசிட் சலான். ஒரு டெபாசிட் சலான் எழுதி உள்ள போடணும். அதுக்கு எதுக்கு பிரான்ச் மேனேஜர்? அதனால பிரான்ச் உள்ள போய் உட்காந்து he will sit there and then immediately I am so and so அப்படின்னு சொல்லி இன்ட்ரோடியூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு, அவர் வந்து பிரான்ச் மேனேஜர் பாவம் மரியாதை கொடுத்து வாங்க வாங்கன்னு சொல்லி he'll make him sit. அப்புறம் ஒரு சாய் காஃபி ஏதாவது வேணுமான்னு சொல்லி ஆளுக்கிட்ட கொடுத்தெல்லாம் பண்ணி, சொல்லுங்க சார், அவர் என்ன பண்ண வச்சுருப்பார், 2 கோடி டெபாசிட் பண்ண வந்திருக்காருன்னு. ₹10,000 டெபாசிட் பண்ணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கொடுப்பாரு. So I've seen this. My father, that's the way he works. நேரா போய் மேல ஆளை பிடிச்சி விடணும் அப்படின்னு. He'll go and directly try to catch hold of the person who runs the show. And so once you go there, you'll get all the, everything else will fall in place. So like that, he's saying that you can go through various means, but you're actually worshipping me or you're serving me. It is just that you don't know. When he says avidhi purvakam, avidhi means without not the right path. Vidhi purvakam is the right method. Avidhi purvakam is not the right method, which means you are getting stuck in transactional benefits, right? So then he continues to say in 24, aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tatvena atah chyavanti te, which means I am the one that is all the offerings or the oblations that come to is to me only. Again, the context of the Vedic rituals, whatever rituals that you think you are doing for this devata, that devata, it is eventually coming to me only. Right?
Daily sorry? No, daily Akashat patitam toyam yatagachisi sagaram.
Yatagachasi sagaram, correct.
Namaskaram, Keshavam pratigachati.
Keshamam pratigachati. Every drop of water that comes from the, correct, beautiful. Every drop of water that comes from the sky, in the way it goes towards the ocean, all my actions go towards Keshava. So he says, without you knowing that it is like that way only, the difference, what happens, then why should I know? Abdin kekala. Now I'll do what I'm doing. Anyways, it's going to you, so it's fine. No, you take it. Point he's saying is, natu mam abhijananti, the one who does not know this, tatvena atah chavanti te. He falls, therefore he falls down from the main, the truth, understanding of the truth. And when he falls down means what? He keeps taking birth again and again. Right? This whole Raja Vidya or the whole Bhagavad Gita is essentially Moksha Shastram, which means you are trying to escape this repetitive cycle. And he's saying that by continuing to engage in transactional benefits with different deities, different gods, different energies, powers, you will get the benefits possibly, but I am the one governing the whole thing. You're missing the point. He's saying you're missing the point. If you miss the point, what is happening? You're going to continue to be stuck in that cycle. Till such a point, you will realize that, oh, there is actually something behind all of this that is governing. And then your eyes open and then the jnanam comes in, right? So he says, aham hi sarva yajnanam bhoktaha prabhurevacha. So I am the bhokta, I am the prabhu, which means I am the one who's consuming all of this, and I am also the one who is the lord of the yajna. Those who don't know this, they get stuck in this cycle. That is what he's saying in the 24th verse. Then 25th one, he's saying, yanti devavrataha devan, pitrin yanti pitravrataha, bhutani yanti bhutejyaha, Yanti madhya jinopi mam. So there are different ways one can go. He says those who pray to the devas, celestials, they go to the celestial, the Suvar Loka, the celestial Loka. Those who worship the Pitru, they go to the Pitru Loka. Those who worship the gods and ghosts and ghouls and all of that, they go into those realms. Those who worship me come to me. Those who worship me come to me. So what it means is, same thing. You can either let your mind wander into various things, or you can fix your attention on me. If we learn to see him through everything, then it's a different. He is not talking about that state. You can do multiple things, but knowing that it is he who is behind all of this. It is that divine principle, that single entity, single principle that is presenting itself in various forms. Right? Ekam sat vipra bahudha vadanti. Ekam sat vipraha bahudha vadanti. This is a phrase, Vedic phrase. What it means is sat is ekam. Bahudha, a sat is one. Bahudha means many. Iti vipraha vadanti. Wise people say sat is one, but it appears as many. All the wise people know this. Ekam sat vipraha bahudha vadanti. So same thing is saying, if you know to see this truth behind everything, then it's okay. But if you're just hitting each one of this independently, individually for transactional benefits, then you will keep getting stuck there. And you will be in that realm. See, Pitrus have a lot of abilities to also fulfill a lot of our desires. If, for example, somebody very close to you has passed away, loves you a lot, you can continue to pray to that individual. And in whatever form they are, in disembodied form, they will be able to assist you or help you. It is nice to use that engagement, because now that person has become disembodied, and the person can now possibly, the ability to do something for you is more than the person when the person was embodied. His ability is slightly greater. And if you keep that engagement connection, that person can possibly help you out in certain areas, certain places, because of that bond that is there. But again, it is bondage, no? That is not ultimate moksha or mukti. When you pray to that, you are wanting something to get fixed here, hence you are praying for that. So what will happen is this engagement, you do with Pitru, and then you do with Devataha, all the gods, different kinds of gods, or you do with ghosts and ghouls. Who does this? Like tantrikas who do black, essentially engage with the black arts. They invoke different kinds of energies because they want to get something done, or they want to stop something from happening. They do all of these things. So when these things happen, there is the realm in which you're operating is only that. It becomes very limited. Then he says, mat yajinah, the one who my devotees, they come to me. Yanti mam, they come to me, or they go to me. Right? So it's the same logic. Whichever place wherever your mind is, that is where you go. Now, how do we, one way of looking at this is just to say that where your mind is associating itself, that is where you will keep moving in your life. Right? We see for people now, for example, if you go and so there are people who are constantly, like, for example, thinking about in the political field, for example, in the political field, they are constantly thinking about how to get more votes, how to win this constituency, how to do things so that I can get more acknowledgement, appreciation, recognition, so that I can constantly they're thinking. Businessmen, you should see real businessmen, always they will think about business. I know of a friend who had come visiting to Dubai, and we were all when they're visiting, we went out to a place just to chill out in the evening. It was a beautiful place, and we were chilling out and generally chit-chatting, and this guy's mind is going around, he's walking around and he's seeing, he's starting to look for business opportunities. So he's trying to say, oh, if we set this up back in India, it'll be so beautiful. How do we do this? How do they run this? Now we are there sitting and chilling out. Oh, and we'll go get an ice cream. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, this place is nice. We will sit down, relax, look at the moon, look at the stars. But this guy is like thinking how to make this place similar place elsewhere so that people will come. So he's looking at it as there's no immersion in it. That you've not immersed yourself. You're seeing that the people are enjoying, and then you're trying to see how this is an opportunity. But that's the way this person is built, right? It's not about right or wrong. It shows you that where your mind keeps dwelling upon is what you keep seeing everywhere. Now, the way this person is seeing a business opportunity, a spiritual sadhaka will look for Bhagavan. He'll say, oh, my guru told me, oh, the scriptures are saying Bhagavan everywhere. Okay, let me sit and watch everything, what is happening. There is Bhagavan here, Bhagavan there. Oh, it's like this. Oh, it is like that. Oh, wonderful things, good things happening, bad things happening. Suddenly somebody is falling down. Suddenly somebody is happy. Suppose in that place some child is lost and it's crying, and suddenly then finds its mother or father. All of this play that you see. And then you keep watching that and you observe and you see that the play is so beautiful. So what you want to focus on is your choice. How I want to focus on, like, for example, we spoke about some of this also earlier, right? If there is music, some kind of music, for example, if it is a music of melancholy, but if you want to use that music of melancholy to go into a space of solitude within you, it'll help you in your spiritual sadhana. But if it's a music of melancholy and you go into sadness and depression within you, then you're going down. So whether we want to use the input, the input is the same, but how do you want to use it is our choice. And what is that decided by? Where my focus is. So if my focus is Pitru, then he's saying you'll be in the realm of the Pitrus. If my focus is the gods, the different gods, Indra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, these guys, gods and all, the tree god, the plant god, the earth god, the stone god, my focus is on all these kinds of gods, then I will revel on, I'll kind of, what will happen is, it's good to see the God through all of these things. But if you see each one of them as a separate God which is going to offer you something, then all you will have is fear. Oh, if I go and hug this tree, will I get something nice? Oh, if I go and this particular stone, if I sit on the stone and do something, maybe I'll get something. So the mind revels upon how do I get something out of each of this, then that is where we'll be stuck. And then ghosts, etc. So like if the people go to people who go to these well, how do I put it, trained tantrikas who are able to do things for you, if you go to them for transactional benefits, then that is where we will keep getting stuck, right? We may not go those places also, but essentially the idea that he is driving is wherever your mind goes, wherever your attention is, that is the realm in which you will operate, right? That is the realm in which you will continue to operate. It is your decision in which realm you want to operate. And which is why if you see Mahangalna, we see spiritual gurus and teachers and all that, in whatever place they are inside themselves in their own joy, right? You'll always notice whatever is happening inside them, they're in their own joy. Why? Because they've decided to be in that realm. I am in this realm only. I'll always think about my Krishna wherever I am. I am going to think about my Devi. I'm going to think about my Shiva. I'm thinking about my Narayana. That when you create that Vaikuntha or Kailasha within, then that is where you continue to be. Doesn't matter where you are on the outside. Right? So these are the lokas that he mentions. See, when Krishna is saying that you will go, if you think about this, you'll go there, it doesn't mean that there is probably a place there and you will go there. Not like that. Where your focus is, that is where your life will go. And later we will say, see, later we will blame saying that, my life became like that, my life went this direction, my life went in that direction. It is because your focus was that. Your focus was that. If your focus was in something much, much higher and greater constantly, and then whichever way the life goes, it doesn't matter. And then probably that is where you get to. Yes, Mama.
The strong desires தான் வாசனாசா மாறுமா அப்படியே இல்ல அது எப்படி அது because
strong desires are vasanas.
Are vasanas.
So the vasanas which
அதான் இப்போ எனக்கு வந்து திடீர்னு ஏதோ ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருக்குனாக்கா அது அப்படியே அடுத்த இதுக்கு வாசனாவா மாறுமா இல்ல is it because of my purva janma I am getting this same action is action drives the vasanas or vasanas drives action?
It is reinforcing. So it originally, so right now, if you look at this lifetime that you are in, there are obviously a whole bag of vasanas we carry. Those come out as desires. Now, if you reinforce them, it will become stronger vasana. If you reinforce them and it doesn't get fulfilled, it becomes a stronger vasana. So the reinforcing of whatever desires arise in me is what determines the strength of my vasana. My vasanas are there. It generates, so vasanas give rise to desire. Desires, the desire would fulfill, when you're trying to fulfill a desire, that act creates an impression and then it becomes a vasana. And then this vasana again raises another desire. See, it's always like this. What they say is when you get a desire, you try to fulfill it. There are three things that will happen at that time. One is the desire gets fulfilled, but it is for a short period of time. Always. Second thing is it will leave you at the end of it. It may give rise to another desire. And third thing is it will also leave you unfulfilled because of the rise of another desire. So these are three things that will happen. Because take the example of I have tasted a great mango milkshake. So somebody tells me there's a wonderful mango milkshake, you should go and try. And then I try it. That creates, now there is a desire for a mango milkshake I had. Now, suppose in my previous janma, there is some of these vasanas have been cleared. Then if somebody tells me mango milkshake also, I'll not feel drawn to it. Why do I get drawn? Somebody says mango milkshake. See, somebody came and told Arunachalam to Ramana Maharshi. He ran to Tiruvannamalai. Correct? Correct? Now, even if your name is Arunachalam and people keep calling you Arunachalam, you got no feeling now. Right? We don't have that feeling. The feeling that Ramana had for the name. Why? Because there is some Purva Janma samskaras or vasanas that he carried, that name or the sound was created that great desire in him. So if somebody is asking for mango milk, telling me, mango milkshake this place, then when because somewhere that vasana is there within me, the desire or that impression is there, then I want to go, okay, let me go and have it. Then I have it. When I have it, for the brief period of time, it is satisfied. But it's a brief period, because again, the desire will rise up. And then you again go searching for it. Other thing that may happen is you may get a new desire also. Now this time I want to have mango milkshake with an ice cream on the top. Just giving an example. A new desire comes up. Then next time with the ice cream, I want Nutella and I want a cherry. So you just started out with the mango milkshake and kadasila you periya faluda on the you'll get a big faluda. So that is how it grows. And without us knowing also. But at every step, what is happening is as you keep fulfilling the desire, you're also creating a residual vasana. You're creating an impression. You're creating an impression. You're creating an impression, creating an impression. Because the conscious approach is not there to let me not, it's okay, it's a desire, let me not run behind addressing it.
So in the Janmala, we have a choice to suppress the desire and not encourage that vasana to go or being carried on. Yeah.
We have the choice. But sometimes the ability to do that is also difficult. It is not easy.
I know it's not easy.
And it is not right to also suppress a desire. It is not right to suppress.
I mean, suppress it, giving up the desire consciously.
Absolutely. So, which is why sadhana comes into play. Which is where sadhana comes into play. Sadhana is what is the difference between karma and kriya? I was trying to explain this to somebody the other day. Karma and kriya. In Sanskritam, you look at it, both are same words. Karma is action, kriya is action. But karma is action that you do probably unconsciously. And karma, you always get karma phala. Kriya is a spiritual process. Kriya you do with an idea to burn the karma phala. I don't want good or bad karma. I don't want vasanas. So kriya is whether you do yoga kriya, you do whatever kriya you do. These are the kriyas that you do as a sadhana. Sadhana, why do you do? So that you consciously dissolve these desires. Without suppressing them, you dissolve them. There's a big difference between dissolving and suppressing. You slowly dissolve. And dissolution happens over time. Right? And that happens through kriya. Kriya is your spiritual sadhana. So when we do that more and more, then this burning desire to fulfill the desire, there is some drive within me to fulfill a desire. The more I do kriya, I become more conscious. I become more conscious of the desires that are coming up. Then I can choose whether I want to fulfill or not. See, it doesn't mean that if you go to Jnananandagiri, for example, Jnananandagiri likes coffee. My guru used to like coffee. Every morning he'll say, first thing he'll come, he'll say, He'll sit in the satsang and finishing satsang, he'll want coffee, hot filter coffee. Right? At the same time, the same person can go without eating food also. So it's there available, enjoy it. That's all right. That is not the problem. But does it create a vasana inside me? Which means there is this linger. Next time, coffee I should get the same coffee. Aha, this kind of coffee I've never.
The binding number.
My father-in-law would say one term. He'll say that இன்னைக்கு பாதாம் அல்வா கிடைக்கிறதா சாப்பிட்டுட்டு போ அப்படிம்பாரு. You get badam alwa today, eat and go. Don't ask badam alwa நாளைக்கு கிடைக்குமா, நாளைக்கு இதே மாதிரி கிடைக்கணுமா, will you get from the same shop, will it be the same quality? Today you are getting, eat, go. So Bhagavan is saying like that, when you where we place our mind, our focus, our attention, that is where we will keep operating. And where we put that attention and our minds, etc., is our choice. That much choice is given to us. And if you want to try, you will say, oh, I don't want to, okay, Bhagavan, Krishna, you said so many things, Adam, it's too much for me. It's a lot of, I'm going to try it on my own. So try, you'll figure it out. The only problem is, do you have enough time in this life to try it out and try out and try out? If there is so much time that's available, then which means that urgency to mukti is not there. So then we go through the cycles. So sometimes it is amma epovume solluva swaya buddhi sol buddhi adimba ni sol buddhi illena swaya buddhi illena sol buddhi avudhu irukanum. Whether you don't listen, or I mean, if you can't discriminate for your own self, at least use the knowledge of somebody who has the discriminative power. So here we are taking Krishna to be somebody who has the power of discrimination. Guru who has the power of discrimination, and the Guru says that don't, it's not beneficial for your spiritual growth. Take it and work out with it. Because you don't have so much time also. This is something that we need to realize, and we don't, right? We don't have so much time also. The moment the body drops, we don't have to start all over again, but the seed is there. When will the seed sprout again in the new Janma? We don't know. See, when for Ramana Maharshi as an example, the seed sprouted at the age of 16. When it sprouted fully. But it took him 16 years to sprout. Correct? Even Krishna says in the Gita that don't worry, Arjuna, this knowledge is not lost to you. It is there inside you. But will it come to my aid? When will it come to my aid is a question you don't know. That is why they say it is urgent. That is why it is try as quickly as possible. So it may come at, God knows when we are, probably there is so much karma also that we carry when the body drops. By the time some of that karma is cleared and this knowledge sprouts inside me, probably I am already 60, 70, 80, I don't know. So then again, by that time, then I my body wouldn't allow me to do the needful things that I need to do from a sadhana standpoint. So this is why this is important to have that sense of urgency. So he's saying that you will keep going round and round if you keep beating around the bush with the other forms of worship. Then another next one is beautiful. He says, patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktya upahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. 4 things he says. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Leaf, flower, fruit, or even water. Yome bhaktya prayachati. The one who, or with complete devotion, one who offers these to me. these may not necessarily mean all of them together, right? Doesn't necessarily mean all of the, so a leaf, a flower, a fruit, water. So what it means is, wherever you are, think of me and offer something. There is one, briefly reminded of a story of a Sufi saint. I'm not able to recollect it fully. But the idea is the same, where he says, you'll say, oh, I am traveling, I'm so busy, I keep going to so many places, I have to work so hard, I'm traveling. So he's telling people who you look for the smallest excuse not to do something. Because if you have to do something, some sadhana will say, oh, I am so busy, I don't get time, I don't even morning lane, then a couple of busy. So there's the story of Narada and the oil that he carries on his on his head. So this is Krishna's Leela, right? He tells Narada that even if can you carry this oil on your head, and not one drop of oil should, the pot of oil, one drop of oil should not fall. Just do this for one day. And then at the end of the day, Krishna asks Narada, so what were you thinking during this whole process? He says that, what do you mean, what were you thinking? I was always thinking about the oil and the pot, that it should not fall. One drop should not fall. You didn't tell me, you didn't allow me to think anything else. I was constantly thinking about this. And then Krishna shows Narada another devotee. The story is that Narada thinks that he is the greatest devotee. So Krishna says, no, there is one devotee who is greater than you. Then he shows him that devotee who from morning till evening is busy. He's got kids at home, he's got his ailing parents, he's got his in-laws, his wife. He's the only earning member. He goes to the fields to work and completely busy throughout the day. The only thing he does is Om Namo Narayana in the morning and Om Namo Narayana in the night before he sleeps. The moment he gets up, he says that. Before going to sleep, he says that. And then Krishna says he's the greatest devotee. So Narada says, how is this? He just says it twice, but I keep saying Om Namo Narayana the whole day, Narayana, Narayana the whole day. So then Krishna shows him through this demonstration that, see, when you were free, chuma tare chutin rakha hai. So you are anyways loitering around all the three worlds. So what is the big deal? You chant my name all the time. Look at this man. And then I gave you one work for one day and you are not able to think about me. But look at this man, busy throughout his morning, evening, everything. Yet he is making an attempt to think about me once in the morning, once in the evening. So he's saying, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati, means out of devotion, even if you do one small thing, you tell, oh Bhagavan, I am so busy, uttama time illa, I am not able to do anything, but I will stand. There's one, this is about Kamesh Mama Amma. So there is one very, very close family friend. We're pretty much grown up with that Mama. So this is one thing that he will do. He will not, he was a very corporate kind of person. He would go to office, work, meetings, calls, all of that is very, very kind of a corporate driven guy. But one thing he'll do every morning, he will come from, after taking shower, he'll come with his towel. And I've seen him as a young boy also. And I've seen he do this for many years. He will stand in front of the altar. He will not do any puja, any mantra, any japa, dhyana, all, nothing he'll do. He will not do any rituals, nothing. But he will come directly from the bathroom after taking shower, exactly 5 minutes. He will sit down, close his eyes, or because they shifted houses and all, if they don't have an altar, enough space to sit down, he'll stand 5 minutes, he'll stand, close his eyes. Nobody can disturb him at that time. This he will do every day. So I've seen this. So these are some things that you like to emulate, right? And you look at it and you say, throughout the day, he's busy at work and all of that, but then he is dedicating this 5 minutes, and he'll do it in front of the altar. Whether he's thanking or he's praying or what he is doing, we don't know. But then he's spending that 5 minutes. It's as though he says, he has told himself as a pratignya or a sankalpa that, oh God, 5 minutes every day after I take shower, I offer it to you. That 5 minutes of my time is yours.
இன்னைக்கு தான் ஒரு கதை படித்தேன். பெரியவா வந்து ஒரு கிராமத்துக்கு போயிருந்தாங்க. அங்கே வந்து ஒரு ஃபார்மர் ஒர்க் பண்ணுற லேடி வந்து பார்க்க வந்திருக்கா. பார்த்துட்டு அவர் நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி ரொம்ப இது பண்ணி, பகவானே உங்களை மாதிரிலாம் எனக்கு வந்து நிறைய எதுவுமே நான் கோயிலுக்கும் போக முடியறதில்ல, எதுவும் எனக்கு சொல்லணும்னு தெரியாது. காத்தால என்ன பண்ணுறேன்னா, காத்தால இருந்து நான் வயலுக்கு வேலை செய்வேன். எங்கள் வீட்டில் எல்லாருக்கும் சமைச்சிட்டு எங்கள் மாமனார் மாமியார் அப்பா அம்மாவும் இருக்காங்க. அவங்கெல்லாம் சாப்பாடு செஞ்சுட்டு நான் வயலில் போயிட்டு அங்கே ஃபுல் டே வேலை பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பேன். வீட்டுக்கு திரும்பி வரது ராத்திரி ஆகிடும். திருப்பி எல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு நான் பண்ணி படுத்துன்னுடுவேன். எனக்கு வந்து இந்த டைமே இருக்கிறதுல நான் பகவானை எப்படி இதை பண்ணுறது, எனக்கு ரொம்ப இதாக இருக்குது, உறுத்தலாக இருக்குது எனக்கு அப்படின்னோடனே அவர் பெரியவா சொன்னாலும், நீ வயலில் வேலை பண்ணுற, நீ கர்மயோகிமா, காத்தாலேருந்து சாயங்காலம் வரைக்கும் எல்லாருக்கும் மற்றவர்களுக்கு பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க. நீ ஒரு வேலை நீ பண்ணும்போது, நீ வயலில் போகும்போது மேலே சூரியன் இருக்காரு, அவரோட பெரிய தெய்வமா, அந்த பகவானை பார்த்துன்னு நீ ஒரு 2 பகவானே அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு வேலையை பாரு, நீ அது போகும் உனக்கு, அது உனக்கு நீ பண்றது அது பெரிய இது, அதுவே ஜாஸ்தி அப்படின்னாரு அவரு.
Super. Perfect. Perfect. So that dedication now, so that lady would have taken the words of the master, Mahaperiva's words, and she would do that every day. Now, which means when she gets a little more time, she'll obviously spend a little more time to do some sadhana. It doesn't mean to say that you பத்திரம் புஷ்பம் பலம் தோயம் பகவத்கீதையில சொல்லியிருக்கார், போறோம் நான் ஒரு லீஃப் போட்டு போயிட்டு இருக்கேன் அப்படிங்கிறது இல்லை. It is at least I do that much. This is what it means. If you get a little more time, spend more time at the altar. Right? It doesn't mean, it is not restrictive. So we need to understand this particular verse by Bhagavan is not restrictive or shouldn't use it for our convenience. Bhagavan himself is told this is enough, one water is enough, one drop water is enough அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, then I quickly cereal இருக்கு I had to run to the cereal, பகவானே பத்திரம் புஷ்பம் பலம் தோயம் இந்தாங்க உங்களுக்கு. தீர்த்தம் because I have a cereal to catch. I mean, jokes apart, the point is the important thing is to recognize intention. Intention is most important. The intention that I am, wherever I am, whichever position I am, like Shri M, the Kriya Yoga Guru, he would say that I've taught you Kriya Yoga, I've taught you meditation techniques and all that. And people will say, oh, but Gurudev, we keep traveling in the flight and this, that, and the other. He'll say, so what? Then he will tell that in this posture, be like this. You don't have to do it exactly, you don't have to do it in a very traditional way. But bring your attention. Visually, mentally visualize and do the whole thing. All it takes is intention that I want to do. So if you have the intention, you can do anything. You can do any type of sadhana wherever you are. Right? So, but the desire to do that sadhana, the kriya, must be ours. And then your karma becomes kriya. Then the actions become an offering or it becomes a sadhana. You want to turn every action into a sadhana, intention has to be there that I want to make it happen this way. Right? So he says, patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. So I partake of that item with complete love that my devotee has given to me. prayatatmanaha, with complete pure love and devotion and in pure consciousness, whatever he has given to me, I partake of that. Right? Don't, so this is for people to say that don't worry, don't go into the guilt that I am not able to do elaborate. I used to do 1 hour puja every day. Now I am not able to do. Life has completely changed. We shouldn't go into that mode. This period of time, life is demanding something else from me, but within me, I have that prayer going on. Within me, I have that worship going on. Within me, I have that offering and surrender going on. Right? Next verse is very beautiful. We will pick it up next week, but that it continues from this Yat Koroshi Yadashnasi. We'll pick it up next week. It's very beautiful. And when I see this particular verse, I'm reminded of a verse from Saundarya Lahari. So we'll look at that verse also. It's very, very beautiful. Adi Shankara's Saundarya Lahari verse. Okay. So we'll pause here for today. Om Kayena Vacha Manasendriyerva Buddhyatmana va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeti Samarpayami Sadashivayeti Samarpayami Jagadambikaye iti Samarpayami Sadgurunathaye iti Samarpayami Hari Om Tat Sadgurubhyo Namaha Om